Genesis 5 presents the genealogy from Adam to Noah, marking the beginning of human history. Adam, created in God's image, is followed by his son Seth, and the line continues through several generations, eventually reaching Noah, who becomes central to the story of the flood. What stands out, however, are the ages of these figures. For example, Methuselah lived 969 years, making him the longest living person in the Bible. Enoch, on the other hand, is unique because he didn't die. He was taken by God. Some African cultures still hold the same belief as in the case of Enoch. The long lifespans in the Bible have sparked a lot of curiosity over the years. Why did these individuals live so long? And how do we interpret these ages in light of modern science and age calculation? In Genesis 5, the ages are recorded a little differently than how we calculate them today. First, let's talk about how these ages are structured. Each individual's age is recorded at the time they fathered their firstborn son. For example, Adam was 130 years old when Seth was born. Then, the total lifespan is calculated by adding their age at fatherhood to the years they lived after that event. So, if we look at Adam, we see that he was 130 years old when Seth was born. Adam lived 800 years after that, bringing his total lifespan to 930 years. This pattern repeats for the other patriarchs in the genealogy. Now let's compare this with how we calculate age today. In modern times, age is calculated based on the solar year, which is about 365.25 days long. We track a person's age from their birth date to the current date, and we account 366 days for leap years. So what's the big difference here? Well, there are several key factors that set the biblical age calculation apart from our modern system. The biblical year might not have been the same length as our solar year. Ancient cultures, including those in the Near East, often used different methods to calculate time, so the biblical year could have been shorter or longer than the 365.25 days we use today. Likewise, ancient cultures, like the ones in the Bible, often used numbers in symbolic ways. Numbers weren't always meant to be taken literally, but sometimes they carried a deeper meaning. For example, the number 7 is often a symbol of completion in the Bible. Some scholars believe the long ages listed in Genesis 5 should be interpreted symbolically rather than literally. Take Enoch, for instance. He lived 365 years and then was taken by God without experiencing death. This could be seen as a symbolic act of divine favor or spiritual elevation, rather than a literal account of how long he lived. By interpreting the ages this way, we can understand the narrative as more than just a historical record. It carries spiritual and theological meaning as well. So why does the Bible highlight these long ages? The lifespans of these early figures set the stage for the rest of the biblical narrative. They demonstrate the greatness of these figures and emphasize the human story leading up to Noah. So whether you take these ages literally or symbolically, Genesis 5 is rich with meaning. It connects humanity's early history with divine purposes, and it gives us a glimpse into the ancient way of recording time. The long lifespans of these early patriarchs remind us of a time when humanity was closer to God, and the genealogical record provides the foundation for the story of the flood.